Today marks the launch of my new travel series. I wanted to have some content for you guys while I was on extended leave from my organizational projects for the rest of the summer, and I knew I wanted to return to some travel-oriented videos because that's, other than like home organization projects, that's my main other passion is packing and travel prep and packing organization. And so I thought I would share some of a more dedicated look at my favorite packing and travel essentials, which I haven't done. I've done a lot of packing videos, but not a lot of videos just dedicated to showing you the things that I like to have for travel. So I thought I would do that. And today, for the first video, I'm going to share my favorite checked luggage and checked luggage accessories. So I'm going to start by going through my luggage. There are 3 sets of luggage that Don and I own and have had, bought in kind of like stages over the past 9-10 years. Starting with our current most used luggage, which is the Eagle Creek Hovercraft collection. I bought this on sale during Container Store's travel sale last year. I think I bought it last year or the year before, now I can't remember. Unfortunately, they don't carry this exact line anymore, but they do have similar models out and some other models that they've come out with since that have more bells and whistles and are even lighter. The closest comparison that I found on the Eagle Creek website was the Travel Gateway collection. So the 22-inch, which is what I'm sitting next to, of the Hovercraft collection, in the Gateway collection, it weighs in at only 7 pounds. And then the 28 upright is only 8 pounds 9 ounces. So they have reduced the weight of these bags. I will show you my bags and the interior of them. From what I can tell, the interior of the ones that are available now look very similar, but like I said, they're even lighter. So let's go jump in and take a closer look at the Eagle Creek Hovercraft collection. This is my favorite large suitcase that we have. It is extremely roomy. The Hovercraft upright is 28 inches long, and it is 18 inches wide and 14 inches tall, and it expands to 16 inches tall. So I will show you the inside in a minute. It has 2 very roomy exterior products, and again, what I really like about this line is there's no frills, there's not a lot of extra stuff in it, and that's why it only weighs 9.5 pounds. It's 9 pounds 6 ounces. It's not even 9.5 pounds. So you can fit a lot in these front pockets, or you can fill the inside so much that, it takes up the space that the front pockets would otherwise hold. But it's just so roomy. I mean, there really is just so much you can do. It has built-in place for a, what do we call that? Luggage tag. I always keep my own on separately too outside. And then a little kind of secret stow pocket there. Now when we open the bag up, I just realized I need to turn it around. There is also, I wanted to show you this handy handle on the bottom. It actually comes in really handy. A really nice reinforced handle on the side, and of course a handle on the top. So when we open the bag up, and I will just lift the camera up a little bit so you guys can see, the top of the bag comes with these mesh pockets. This is great for dirty laundry or towels or things if you're traveling and you need to bring towels, because it's airy but it keeps things separate. Now, to be honest, I don't really use these pockets all that often. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. What I really like is to use my Eagle Creek packing cubes, and you can see there is just so much room in the bottom of this bag. It has the packing, kind of protectors here. You can clip this over your full clothes to keep them all kind of together. I do always do that. But there's just nothing in here. There's no extra stuff. And I like that because I use my own organizers, being the Eagle Creek packing cubes, and also my, my toiletry bags and stuff, to organize the bag the way I want and the way that functions for me. This really just provides ample space for me to do that. and really allows you to use as much of the space as the bag has to offer. It doesn't take up any room by providing any built-in organizational elements, really. And it's just so nice that it's so big and so lightweight. It really can hold a lot. I mean, with the weight allowance in the United States being 50 pounds per bag, when you're traveling with a lot of shoes and heavy toiletries and things like that, those stuff can add up. So having a bag that's just 9 pounds, 6 ounces, so you have, you know, about a good 40 pounds to work with, to pack, that really helps, especially when I'm packing for my husband, whose clothes are larger than mine and his shoes are larger and things are just a bit heavier. Now here I have the Hovercraft Upright 22 inch. Now this bag is 22 inches long and it is 14 inches wide and 9.5 inches tall, but it also expands an extra 2 inches to 11.5 inches tall. And this one weighs in at just 7 pounds, 6 ounces. And it is designed exactly like the 28. It's got the two kind of larger front pockets. This is great for tucking in reading materials or clothes or whatever you want. This top bag has a key fob built in. It, just like the other one, has the built-in luggage tag place and this little zip pocket. Both bags come with a clip extension, so you can clip each bag to the other, so you can just wheel one thing and have them clip together, if that makes sense. That comes in handy. I'm gonna open it up, but honestly, it's just exactly like the 28 inch on the inside, except, here I will take you up there. It only has the one mesh pocket on the top, but the bottom of the bag, which I'm just seeing now has some glitter in it, that's kind of funny, is the same. It's just smaller. Technically, I think this could be used as a carry-on. I've never tried it as such. I think it would push the height limits maybe a little bit. I'm not sure. It depends on the airline. Always check the airline's website to be sure what their carry-on restrictions are. You can fit a lot in this as a carry-on. I just use it sometimes when we're going on a trip where I don't need both big bags, but I need one big bag and then one smaller bag, and that's when I really use this piece. And I will expand it so you guys can kind of get a sense of how that works. There's a zipper that goes all the way around the bag, giving you that extra 2 inches, and believe me, this comes in really handy when traveling. So you can see the 2 inches there. It actually has quite a bit of space into the main bulk of the bag. And when you're traveling, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my stuff, just even if I pack it as well as possible, it does not fit quite the same, because I'm packing with dirty clothes and things are just not as compact. And also, sometimes you come home with some souvenirs, so it's nice to have the expanding option. The second most used luggage that I've had, and this is kind of going backwards in order of purchase, so this Eagle Creek is the most recent luggage I purchased. I purchased these two Sherpani bags several years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I have one in each size, whereas we have 2 of each of the Eagle Creek bags. Which is really nice, and I was glad I got those on sale. Now wait, I only have one of each of these bags. So the one sitting next to me is the Sherpani Meridian. It's a 22 inch upright weighing in at 8 pounds, 2 ounces. And then the one on the floor is a 25 inch upright weighing in at 9 pounds, 8 ounces. Now you can tell off the bat, these are slightly heavier bags. But I love them. First of all, they're beautiful luggage and they're so easy to see when you're traveling, when you're in baggage claim, but also they're very functional. So let's go in and take a closer look at the Sherpani luggage. I'm not going to go into quite as much detail on the Sherpanis because unfortunately I don't know why they discontinued them, but they're no longer available. Maybe they'll bring them back at some point, or maybe you can get your hands on one if you're interested. This is the Sherpani Hemisphere. It is a 25 inch tall bag and it weighs in at 9 pounds, 8 ounces. So it's a little bit heavier in terms of size compared to the Eagle Creek Hovercraft collection, but it's just a really nice bag. I've had these for several years now, and I have used them so much. I have one of each bag. I have one of this one and one of the 22 inch one. And it is just really nice designed on the inside. It's geared towards women. It's been designed to gear towards women, and I really like the dividing pocket that keeps the bottom layer divided from a top layer. And I use that aspect of the bag, you know, to my advantage, and I fill in between the rungs, and I make sure I pack the bottom pretty tight with my heaviest items. And then I'll put things on top like my Eagle Creek packet cubes with clothes and my toiletry cases on the top. This is a really nice mid-sized suitcase, and I really hope they bring this design back. I think it's a big bummer that they don't right now. My only qualm, is that a word even, is that the handles, that there's no handle on the side, because that actually ends up being kind of a problem. These handles are really nice, that they're almost like duffel bag like handles, but it would be nice to have a handle on the side too. So maybe if they bring back a similarly sized bag, they'll work that in, and I think they would be able to make the bag lighter now. But it does have these really nice kind of, they remind me of inline skate wheels, very sturdy. This bag has been on lots of trips, and you can see it is held up beautifully, and it also expands. The Sherpani Meridian is probably the bag that I have used the most in terms of how long I've owned it. It's a 22-inch, it's a great carry-on. I have successfully used this as a carry-on bag in the past, weighing it at 8 pounds, 2 ounces. Again, it's just a little bit heavier than the other bag, but it's a little bit older, and the technology has come a bit further. But again, it's designed just like the bigger version, just like the Hemisphere, where it has the bottom area with the dividing mesh pocket. Really, it's just a really nice organizational element, and it's the kind of built-in organizational element that doesn't take up a lot of room and doesn't add a lot of bulk. And you can totally just not use that, and it's not a big deal because it's just a little mesh thing, and you can just tuck it into the side. But I really like this bag. It has just been really great addition to my collection. They do have a similar model out right now, that is the Latitude 22-inch. It does not have the same design, it looks different, but the inside, as far as I could tell from the online pictures, looks pretty similar. They've lost the duffel bag straps, which I actually kind of like, but I can see how that's an unnecessary part of the bag for a wheeled upright luggage kind of bag. But the new Latitude weighs in at 6 pounds, so it's significantly lighter than the Meridian. Again, this is just like the other bag with the rollerblade like wheels, and it does expand another 2 inches as well. So easy to pack, so easy to fit quite a bit in, and it's really easy to pick off the conveyor belt at the airport, you know, in the baggage claim, because literally I've never seen anybody else carrying this bag. But they do have another, you know, like I said, another one similar to it. They also have the Voyager LE out right now, which is a 20-inch upright that also weighs in at 6 pounds, so it's a little bit smaller and probably be easier to get as a carry-on on a plane. They're really strict about that. So those are two currently available options. Unfortunately, like I said, they don't have the bigger bag, but maybe they will redesign and come back with one of those soon. Like I said, it's really unfortunate that these bags are no longer in production. They have, like I said, made a comparable version of the 22-inch Meridian, either the Voyager, which is 20 inches, or the, what's the other one called? Sorry, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. Latitude, which is 22 inches, both at 6 pounds, so it's significantly less heavy than the bag is now, although I don't find this that heavy, you know, but it is heavier than Luggage is nowadays. These are slightly older bags. Unfortunately, they don't have a comparable option for the Hemisphere, but hopefully they'll bring one back with a new lighter material and the updated design. The last set of luggage we've had, and kind of going in reverse chronological order, like with the other bags, these we've had the longest, and these are the LL Bean Adventure Rolling Duffels. These are rolling duffel bags. I mean, that is a very good description. You can see they, when they're not filled, they're completely flat, but they have a reinforced bottom, a telescoping handle, just like my other uprights, and wheels. The only difference is they are duffel. They don't stand upright on their own, but you can pack them really, really full. And I purchased two sets of these bags back when we were just before we got married for our honeymoon, and to have as luggage. And we have the two of the large size, which weigh in at 8 pounds 2 ounces, and two of the mediums, which are a great carry-on size, that only weigh in at 1 pound 7 ounces. So they're really light bags, and they're very big, and they're definitely the large ones are definitely the biggest bags that we have. So let's go in and take a closer look at the L.L. Bean Adventure Rolling Duffels. Out of all of our luggage, we have had the L.L. Bean Adventure Rolling Duffels the longest. We have two of the large size in this really pretty blue kind of Hawaiian print. I bought these when we got married to be our honeymoon luggage, and we have gotten so much use out of this luggage since then. It is just gorgeous. And I love the duffel design because, first of all, it's a huge bag. This bag is 30 inches long, and it is 13 inches deep and 15 inches high when fully packed. And it only weighs in at 8 pounds 2 ounces. So for an even larger bag than the Eagle Creek Hovercraft 28, more area to pack, and it's lighter. So you can really fill this bag. And I bring this bag on vacations where we're going for an extended period, or we have to bring especially heavy things, because I know I can pack a lot in this. And using the Eagle Creek packing cubes, I never have a problem with things getting squished or like damaged or anything in this luggage. I know it seems a little less, like a little flimsy maybe, because it's, you know, basically a big duffel bag, but it has a sturdy base. It has you know, a luggage type base with the supports and the wheels, so you can wheel it. It's really not, you know, it's easy to take with you. And like I said, it's just so easy to pack. There really isn't much going on in here. There's no inside pockets, no inside straps. That's why using the packet cubes is really, really helpful with this bag. The only pocket it has is a front zip pocket, but it has built-in luggage straps on the top to help secure your bag, and the handles Velcro together. So it's light, it's roomy, it gets the job done, and you can really fill this bag to the brim. Again, using the organizational packing tools really helps with that. The last bag I have to show you here is the same L.L. Bean Adventure Rolling Duffel, but this is in the medium size, and I bought these at the same time as I bought the large ones, and that was about 9 years ago now, to be carry-on alternatives, and we have used them as carry-ons before. You can fit a lot in these. They are 23 inches high, but because they're duffels, they don't get eyeballed as much when you're going, you know, getting on the plane as an extra long carry-on, because they're a duffel bag. Even though, just like the large version, they have the reinforced bottom with the wheels and the telescoping handle. I don't think I pulled out the handle on all of the bags, but all of these bags have telescoping handles. This bag is 23 inches long, and it's 11 inches wide, and it holds 11 inches deep. And it weighs in at 1 pound 7 ounces. This is super, super, super light. There's basically not a lot going on there in terms of weight. It's just so light, but you can really fit so much in this. It is designed just like the large bag, where it has the clipping buckles for, you know, to kind of secure everything, and the handles Velcro together. And we've used this as carry-on planes, and also when doing road trips and things like that. It's a great bag to have, so lightweight. I love that it has the rolling option, because sometimes, you know, when you have a carry-on, you don't want to carry it, especially if you have heavy things in it. So this is a great piece, and that concludes our whole selection. I think the rolling duffels are great family bags. They're great if you're going to be on an extended trip and you need to pack quite a bit. They're great if you're taking a lot of heavier items, a lot of shoes or toiletries or whatever. And I have found that I don't have an issue with damage or you know, anything getting squished or anything. I know that would be a concern, at least it was initially for me, because they are not structured bags. They're not as structured as like a more traditional suitcase, but I've used them countless times and they have held up beautifully. I also want to talk to you about some of my favorite checked luggage packing organizers. And these are items that help me keep the interior of my luggage organized and more, you know, make efficient use of the space of the bags. So I have a few things. First of all, I have this little garment cover. I bought this at Target a long time ago. Not sure if they still have it, but if they do, I will link it in the blog post. This is great. It's just a fold-up little garment cover. You really, I mean, it's so light, you can't beat how light it is. And it unfolds into a full-size garment bag with the zipper and the hole for the hangers to come out. And this is how I pack our dress clothes in our trips. If you've watched my packing clothes, you've probably seen this in action. And I pack things on my own hangers. I either use dry cleaner hangers, which are really light, or even my little huggable hangers for my own dresses, which are also very light. And to pack, I always pack my hanging clothes on the top of my, on the top layer of the suitcase, if that makes sense. I fold it in 3 times so the hangers are protected on the inside, and I lay this flat on the top of the bag. And this is just super handy. It keeps things separate and wrinkle-free and just, you know, in good condition. I usually don't want my dress clothes to be too, you know, around the shoes or whatever, although I do cover our shoes. And speaking of which, another one of my favorite organizers are my little shoe-ins. These are from the Container Store. They still sell them. They're basically little cloth sacks. My husband's shoes do not fit in these. His shoes are way too big, so I usually just will put one of each of his shoes in like a plastic shopping bag. But these are great for my heels or my flats or whatever. They are soft and light, so they don't take up a lot of room, but they protect the shoe and they protect your other items from whatever's on the sole of your shoe. And these are really helpful. I have 2 sets of these as well. Lastly, but certainly not least, are the aforementioned Eagle Creek packet cubes, which I am literally obsessed with. I've been using these for years. I first started using them when we bought the wheeled luggage from LL Bean to help kind of, you know, with the organization of the bag and keeping things together, because in the duffel bag like that, things can definitely get kind of like squished or lost or whatever unless you pack them well. And I just use them in every bag now. They're really light, so they really don't add a lot of weight to your bag when you're, you know, packing things. Eagle Creek has come out with an even lighter line. I prefer these because they zip all the way, pretty much all the way open. And what I've been doing is when I'm unpacking is I leave whatever clothes are packed in there and I just kind of tuck the mesh top part underneath, and this is how I set them in the drawers. So if you're the kind of person who's worried about bed bugs or your clothes, you know, being in drawers that aren't your own, that's kind of a nice feature. I don't worry about that so much, but it just helps keep things organized and easier to pack up at the end of the trip. So I really like that with the regular packet cubes. You can do that. The Spectres, I think that's what they're called, the new lightweight ones, only open like 2/3 of the way, at least the ones I have seen. So I have various colors and sizes of all of these, and more than one of each, because I use them pretty much, you know, for the entire, all of our clothes. So this is the packet cube. This is the full size. And then they also sell a half cube, which is this big. And this is great. I mean, this is great for my husband's, you know, shirts or undergarments. Some of his shirts are even just too big, and I just pack those separately, to be honest. These are really great for my clothes. My tops and jeans and things like that. These smaller ones I'll pack socks in, or workout clothes, or sleeping clothes, or undergarments, perfect size. And then there's the tube cube. So the full-size tube cube holds my husband's flip-flops perfectly. He wears a size 12, and his flip-flops fit perfect. But if his flip-flops aren't in there, it's great for lining up socks. I also find that it's really good to pack my bras in, of all things. And then the half 2 cube. It perfectly holds my flip-flops, which are a size 7, so they fit in there great. Also great for smaller items like clothes or underwear, that sort of thing. And I have a whole bin full of these things. It's actually right here. They don't have this purple color anymore, but purple and black, and I usually pack my things in the purple and Dawn's things in the black, although I don't think that really matters, so it's just my own way of color coordinating. The last checked luggage packing essential that I just couldn't go without is my tailored digital luggage scale. This is really, really good, especially if you're like me and you pack right up to the weight limit. You know, traveling with Dawn, who has larger clothes and bigger shoes, and then myself, being the girly girl I am, I have makeup, I have toiletries up the wazoo, and there's just a lot to pack, and I'm usually getting pretty close to the 50-pound limit for our longer trips in each bag. So this comes in really handy. I like that it's digital, it gives you an exact reading. I like that it has the clip, so it's easy to clip onto, you know, the handle of your bag and lift, and it turns off, which is nice. Now, one tip I have for you, this will turn on and off in your luggage when you're traveling, and I always travel with it. It's light, which is also another good thing, so it doesn't add a lot of weight to your bag. I always take the battery out when traveling. I put this into a little pocket in the bag or wherever, separate, and then I just put the battery back in when I want to weigh something. But I keep it out otherwise, and then I don't end up draining the battery accidentally while I'm away. And that is a very important thing for me to have. I did also want to mention my favorite luggage tags, which I find at REI, and they're these kind of silicone rubber reinforced luggage tags. I'm not going to flip it over because it has my address on it, but it's kind of standard where it has the slip pocket for you to put your address in. It comes with a card where you can write it on and a little kind of plastic shield over it so you can see it. What I like about these is that they are so durable because they're hanging on this very tough kind of, I don't know what material this is actually, but it's some sort of reinforced cord, and they're screwed on. It's actually rather challenging to screw them off once you have them screwed on. So you know they're gonna stay on your bag, which is why I like them so much. So I just thought I would mention that as well. So those are all of my checked luggage packing essentials, my favorite bags, my favorite luggage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do recommend checking out my coordinating blog post for up-close photos, as well as links to available products and more information. And I will have that link below. So stay tuned. Next week I will be back with a similar video, although this time showcasing my favorite carry-on luggage of the moment. And I will see you then. Thanks for watching, you guys. Take care. Bye.